Skye Nicolson versus Raven Chapman was a very interesting fight. I thought Skye Nicolson came out and was very confident. I'll say 2 or 3 days ago. Fight week means a lot. I will say that. Fight week means a lot. I think a lot of these people did come to compete on these fight cards, but fight week means a lot when you're looking at certain people's just how they react to the environment. It's a reason why they do weigh-ins and things so much. And sometimes it's always a good time to just wait to the last minute to figure things out. But I had Raven Chapman in this fight, and Skye Nicolson was just someone that I feared her ability to counterpunch, to box, and to not really get pushed to punch high. She's not going to be forced to throw 100 punches around or something. But with Chapman, it was like she was slowing down her punch output and lowering the bar so she could be able to go punch for punch with Nicolson, because she feared one punch from Nicolson more than she feared 5 punches from her going to Nicolson. So her throwing 5 punches at Nicolson and Nicolson throwing 1 punch, she didn't want to go with that ratio. She felt like she was taking too much of a risk. She wasn't jabbing enough. Her jab was inconsistent, was really invisible. It wasn't there. And with Chapman having a low punch output, she was high paced. She was moving around and jittery and a lot, but she wasn't really punching at a high pace. With that being low and Nicolson catching her and timing her early, I think Nicolson was timing her like the first or second round. And usually in any fight, that's bad. That means that person has your rhythm down from the very start. So that means you have nothing that you're going to surprise them with. And Richardson didn't really switch it up. I felt like she could have switched it up a lot. She had already slowed down her punch output. She could have raised it. She could have feinted a lot more. Just a lot of things to get your punches off. She was trying to work the right hand, but it got to a point when she was using the right hand as a jab, and she was really one-dimensional all the way. Lowest you can, the lowest denominator, because she wasn't even throwing the left hand. So it's like you're not throwing the left and you're just working everything off the right hand. Nicolson doesn't really have a threat. That's why Nicolson was really throwing that jab and that right hooker, because she's like, nothing's coming from this side when I'm throwing this jab and this left hook. I mean right hook, because Nicolson is a southpaw. This jab and right hook is not really having anything coming back towards me. So let me just dominate and counterpunch with this and use my length. And Nicolson was a bigger fighter. I didn't know she was going to be bigger. I thought Chapman was going to be a bigger fighter. Nicolson possible by height, but I didn't know as far as size. I thought Chapman would be a little more solid. When you get in the ring, Nicolson thighs, upper body, a lot more bigger than hers, and the way she was using her reach, it was just a big disadvantage. And I think Nicolson did a good job really using her abilities, making her fight at her pace, her fight. And Chapman didn't have anything, man. She had a low punch output. Felt like she had some good moments. She was popping her with the right hand early, but later on in the fight, she had nothing to answer for. But it was a very good fight, though. Skye Nicolson went out there, outboxed her, and showed her why she's at another level and why she's the best.